Hi guys, again, firstly, sorry for wearing a pink shirt. It's a bit bright in your eyes, but at least I get your attention, I hope. So, picking up where I left off yesterday, firstly, in the information I gave yesterday, I said that I used to pronate, which is why the shoes were worn down. It's actually supinate. Pronate would be running on the inside of your heels. So I supinate, which means I come down on the edge of my heel, and then as your foot comes down, it rolls in flat, and then you continue to run. So that's how I run, but I don't wear the toes out of the shoes anymore, which is good. So yesterday, the last shoe was the Saucony Endorphin Speed 4, which moves on to the Speed 5. So the current Speed 5s is this pair here. They last a little bit longer than the Hoka Mach 5s I used to use, but you can see the heels of one there, and the toes are all right. But they're coming to the end of their useful time period now, sort of thing. I usually set 500 miles maximum, and it's usually they're finished by then, sort of thing. So that's them. They're now going to be replaced by, this is the latest in the latest colorways, I guess, the spring and summer 25 in the same Endorphin Speed 5. So I wore these today and yesterday. Really good shoe, and just so easy to just start running in. I don't have to break them in, just put them on, tie them up, and off you go. You'll notice there's a Garmin foot pad on there, but that's a discussion for another video. So I'll sort them out. Besides the Sauconys, and I am really enamoured by the Saucony sort of thing, I also I've got a couple of other pairs of shoes I tried just to have a little bit of variation. So these are all what I use just for basically for the easy running sort of thing. So we got the Saucony Speed 5s, and then I went and saw the guys at the shoe shop. First pair I came back with was these Brooks, the Hyperion Max. So that's them. Nice flash bit of gold on the sides, or whatever reason that is, but that's the colourways they are. They're not my favourite shoe, to be honest. They've got a really good lace on them. The lace, I'm not sure if you can see, has got like a serrated edge, and when you tie the bow, like I don't tie my shoes tight. I just tie the bows up just to take the slack out of the lace, really. And these have got a really good bite on themselves, if you like, when they're tied. So that's it. There's the PBA plate in there, but they just feel a little bit wooden. So there's nothing wrong with the shoe. I wouldn't complain about them. I'm not knocking Brooks. It's just not for me. So they're just a bit wooden. I like a little bit more life in the shoe, a little bit more spring. So that's them for them. The other pair that I've got is the Asics Speed Blast 2. Asics, you call them what you like. Quite a good shoe. They're borderline on the biggest sole, or the thickest soles that you can have to legally be running in, if anybody worries about any of that. Again, they've got a plate in them. A nice pink, go with the jacket, go with the shirt. A good shoe. Still not as good as my favourite sort of thing, but they are a good shoe. They do get regularly worn, and there's plenty of life left in them. They're a good hardware and sole on them, so a very good shoe for them. For this time, I'm about to just start breaking in a pair of shoes. We'll see how these go. I haven't run in them before, but this is a halfway step between my Speed 5s, which are my daily trainers, if you like, and then the Elites that I use, the Endorphin Elite, which I use for races sort of thing. And now we have the Pro 4s. So yeah, very bright because they haven't been outside yet. But again, a carbon plated shoe, but a little more longevity than the Elites, or the Elite 2s now. So these will last a little bit longer. Hoping to get these in for tempo runs and the speed drills that I use. So that's where they'll come into play. And then my race shoes. So the race shoes originally from last year were the Saucony Endorphin Elites. great shoe. Right, straight away, I could run in them, there was no problem there. I always go for around a full size, or maybe a little bit more too big. So my toes, you'll always be able to put your thumb there, and my toes will be just behind the thumb, which gives me enough room in the shoe I'm quite comfortable with. These are full of little cutaways and that, so just to make them, they're as light as they can make them, sort of thing. There's not a great deal of protection on the soles, yet still these have got life in them, and these have done 2 marathons and some training. That's a good shoe, nice, a really good carbon plate in them. These were taken over or superseded by the Elite 2s, which I bought earlier this year when they came out. Not quite so much cutaway, but still, as you can see, a really almost a see-through sort of top, really light, really pared down. There's not a lot to the shoe. It's all in the foot. They hold your foot well, sort of thing. But everything that's in these shoes is just for support and propulsion, basically. So that's a great shoe. Really impressed with them. And that's it, pretty much. So as I pointed out earlier, there's a Garmin pod, foot pod on one of the shoes there. The other pods that I used to use were Stride, and I've got a couple of those, but that'll be the next topic of conversation, if you like. But that's the shoes there. So for me, Saucony through and through, and until Saucony change their shoe, then I'll carry on with these now, because I'm quite happy with them. But the thing to remember is, bear in mind for me, with with Brooks before, or with the Hoka, is they'll change the shoe. They've still got the name. It's like to go from Mach 5 to Mach 6. Then there was a difference in the width and a difference in the actual fit, sort of thing. So always when they're changing up, I mean, if you like Speed 5s, if you like, then just keep buying them. You buy them online if you can get them cheaper. But if they ever come out with a Speed 6, I'd always get the first pair from a shop, because you can go and try them on. Make sure that it's the same shoe, just a different colour or whatever they've done with it. They've not changed the last. So that's just that. That'll just save some money, maybe save some grief. I know I've been through some with the shoes. So always go down to the shop for your first one, and then you can get them from wherever you like to save money if you want. But that's the best way. All right, but that's it. Quick, short and sharp one tonight. That'll do you. All right, thank you very much. Bye.